We've gone over the basics and the add-ons. Now it's time to up the ante and start to really mess with the survivors. Let's go over some different types of traps. There are several different types of traps that the hag can use to gain and keep an upper hand in the game. These are a few of my favorites, but certainly not the only ones out there. Of course, other hag players may have different names for similar types of trap, and these are by no means official in any way. First trap we're going to discuss are basic traps. Traps can be put on any flat surface anywhere on the map. Careless and scared survivors will set off even obvious traps out in the open. However, with strategic placement and planning, certain traps can be placed that can't be avoided, at least not without wasting a lot of time by the survivor. Think of spots and areas that survivors either must travel to or generally have high traffic and trap them up. Doorways, pallets, vaults, killer shack, jungle gyms, and even the edges of the map, but never generators. Let's talk about anti-loop trap. Some players refer to this as a 50-50 trap. However, if done correctly, it will 100% lead to a hit. Hag at her core, despite what some people may say, is an anti-loop killer and one of the strongest in the game. In only 2 seconds, Hag can shut down a loop entirely. This allows her to either get a hit or force the survivor to leave the loop and possibly run further into a trapped minefield. If survivors are cocky enough, they'll stay at the loop and tank a hit. If they're smart enough to leave, the trap remains to catch another survivor later at the same loop location, which the hag can instantly return to when the trap is triggered. This is one of Hag's strongest aspects, and why she is my favorite killer, as I absolutely detest looping. The goal of this trap is to either force the survivor to trigger a trap from the other side of a dropped pallet and chase them around into the phantasm, or trap a standing pallet and chase the survivor into the trap, forcing them to trigger it and either leave the loop or run back into the hag. This requires patience and timing. Wait to see how the survivor reacts when the trap is triggered, and then respond accordingly, either by waiting for them to run back into you or by teleporting to catch them as they try to leave the loop. This type of trap works best with trap setting speed add-on. Next, we have swing traps. These are traps intended to purposely force the FOV camera of the survivors to swing as severely as possible. These are some of my favorites, as they can throw off survivor pathing and easily startle them, throwing them off their planned game. Traps like these can be used to pull survivors away from assets like pallets and vaults, force them to take slow vaults. It can even put them into entirely different rooms if placed and played properly. Using extended trigger radius add-ons can make these types of traps even more deadly. Now we're going to discuss distance traps, or time-wasting traps. These are traps placed near important objects in the game, such as hex totems and hooked survivors. Instead of placing the trap right in front of the hook or totem, place it a few meters back. Doing this will counteract perks such as Kindred and catch survivors off guard when they run towards these things. It will usually only work once, since after they set off the first trap, they will begin crouching towards their goals for the remainder of the trial. However, this is playing directly into Hag's giant bloody hand, as this will waste more of the survivor's time, which is the main point of this trap. Wasting time like this means the survivors stay on hooks longer and gives the hag time to defend her totems from sneaky survivors. This type of trap is especially deadly with the mint rag add-on and duration add-on. Finally, we're going to talk about grab traps. Hag, along with Nurse, Spirit, and now Dredge, is one of the best killers for getting grabbed, or interruptions on survivors. Traps placed and triggered near objects that survivors interact with, such as hook teammates, totems, and generators, can allow the hag to grab the survivor if she's quick enough. Doing this can be tricky, however, as the hag must teleport immediately and perform a quick, successful hit instead of a lunge attack to get the grab. This trap is extremely effective with the Rusty Shackles add-on. In the next video, we'll discuss gameplay advice, and then the final video will have strategies and build suggestions, using all of the lessons taught in the previous entries to maximize your newfound lethality as a hag player.